In this video, I will explain how to obtain the private key and corresponding X.509 certificate from the AWS IoT Core service. I will also show how to create and use the Interactive IoT Lab environment to work with materials provided. Log into the AWS Web Console and search for IoT Core service. Extend the security section and click on Certificates. To obtain the X.509 certificate, click on the Create Certificate button. Leave the Auto-Generate New Certificate option and change the certificate status to Active. Hit Create. Download the following files: Device Certificate, Public Key, Private Key, and the root CA certificate. Hit Continue. Congratulations! You have successfully obtained the private key and corresponding X.509 certificate from the AWS IoT Core service. Now, I will show you how to create the Interactive IoT Lab environment in your own AWS account. Search for the CloudFormation service. Click on Create Stack and choose With New Resources. Leave the default options. In the Amazon S3 URL field, paste the link available in the description of this video. You can also find it on the thingrx.com/lab. Proceed with Next. Name this stack the way that makes sense for you. I will call mine Interactive IoT Lab. Proceed with Next. Scroll to the bottom of this page and hit Next. Once again, scroll to the bottom of this page. You have to acknowledge that AWS CloudFormation will create IAM resources. The Interactive Lab environment requires those resources to interact with other AWS services. Finally, hit Submit and finish this part of the setup. It will take a few minutes to create the Interactive Lab environment. You can use the refresh button to check the current status of your resources. Once the status changes to Create Complete, switch to the Outputs tab and click on the provided link. To access your training environment, use the Open JupyterLab link. Upload the purchased training materials by dropping them to the File Explorer. Double-click on the Install Lab file and hit the Play button at the top. Congratulations! You have successfully installed the training materials in your Interactive Lab environment. If you cannot see the training materials folder, click on the Refresh button. Double-click on the materials to start your training. Now, we need to upload the keys and certificates obtained from the AWS IoT Core service. Drag and drop the downloaded files to the File Explorer. Click and hold on the vertical line to make the File Explorer wider. Your file names will start with different random strings, but should have the same suffixes as mine. Right-click and rename the file that ends with certificate PM.crt to device.crt. Right-click and rename the file that ends with private PM.key to device.key. Finally, right-click and rename the file that ends with public PM.key to device.public.key. Congratulations! You are ready to begin your training. If you have never used the JupyterLab environment, I recommend that you check the quick Jupyter introduction I prepared for you. Otherwise, start the training by opening the Thingrx AWS IoT Services file. Select the Conda Python free kernel and follow instructions in the provided materials. Execute the code cells by clicking on them and using the play button at the top bar or by pressing Ctrl-Enter. I hope that you will have a great training experience. Please send me your feedback once you're done with this training. The interactive training environment uses AWS Cloud Infrastructure. After finishing studying, remember to destroy it to avoid additional charges. To remove your training environment, search for the CloudFormation service. Locate the Interactive IoT Lab stack, select it and hit Delete. Then confirm. The training infrastructure will be removed and AWS will stop charging you for the cloud resources. This concludes the training introduction. Let me know if you have any questions. Please send me your feedback once you're done with the training materials. I wish you a great IoT journey. I'm Łukasz Malinowski, the Internet of Things advisor and trainer.